offering. Could you tell us a little bit about how you are integrating virtual reality training, game design, and the XR platform at Mississippi Gulf Coast?
Absolutely. So here at Gulf Coast, we embraced this technology pretty rapidly across all areas of education. So first of all, we rolled it into our LMS. We use Canvas here. So we provided access to the EON platform immediately to all faculty and to all students. That was a click of a button and a login, and they were enrolled. And so that was our first implementation. Let everybody kind of get their feet wet with it, and then we immediately trained the faculty. And so the faculty got this initial training to learn what it is and kind of how it could be used. And then we chose a specific group of about 30 faculty members and staff members who we called the EON Elite Forces. We wanted to train them that more in detail training so that they could not only build these lessons, but help others to do so. Mm-hmm. And in our first rollout, I remember several faculty members saying, I don't know what I can do with this in my subject. And once they got in there and started playing around with some of the things that were already created, the ideas just started flowing in the room. And so we are actually planning our second cohort of EON Elite Forces training. And so we're excited to do that. I think it was really easy for the science faculty in the room to see how this could be used. That was some of the immediate ideas that were rolling. Well, this can be used in science labs or, for this and that in career and technical education. And then somebody in the room, it was a language arts instructor, said, you know what I could do? I could have them tour the Parthenon before they have to write an informational essay about the Parthenon. And from that point, everybody in the room just started bouncing ideas off, and it was awesome. The creative juices were flowing. We had theater instructors who said, I have to teach them the parts of the stage. What if I did a 360 video with the parts of the stage? And that way we could really have that in-depth conversation before ever even going on to the stage themselves. So we had quite a variety of uses for this software. And then, in addition to that, and we all know faculty are extremely busy. Mm-hmm. So the next thing that it needed to be was easy to implement. And so anything that the faculty would need to spend hours and hours on was not likely to be embraced by the entire faculty. And so we were so glad to see that it was super easy to implement. They were able to very quickly, without being experts, IT experts, able to create a vision and then develop a lesson in only minutes. And so because of that, we've seen more and more lessons be developed and be used, and even students developing lessons. But, hey, I really need a 3D model of this certain type of engine. And, so obviously there were some other engines out there. He said, I need to find some space to get all their heads under the hood at one time to look at all parts of this engine as I'm talking about it. And so we found some models that were in your list of assets, and they were able to not only look at one time, but set it on the table in the room, and they were all walking around it, and so obviously virtually set it on the table. But they were able to, quote unquote, get their heads under the hood at the same time, at an age when we're creating a little bit of distance between each other. That was absolutely necessary for certain types of learning. And so they were not impeded in any kind of way. They had a great experience. And then by the time it was time to look under the hood, they had more experience with that engine. They knew what they were looking for. And look, as soon as you can take that model, that asset, and explode it to be all of the different parts, and they're labeled, that really is just such a tremendous addition to the ability to teach certain concepts that are oftentimes hard to envision without, the model in front of you. We're able to bring this hands-on, engaging approach to the traditional classroom before they ever even hold the model in their hands, and so again, we're able to give them this background on a much more engaging level, and to a level to which they're going to understand this before they ever even get to it. And so I think that that's very important. And you can imagine all of the different healthcare uses that we could roll this technology to.